Hey you guys, it's Lauren. So today's video I'm so excited for because I've been planning this for the longest time and I cannot wait to share the results with you guys. So I tested 5 of my favorite eye creams. You guys are going to see the results of the treated eye versus the untreated eye. I took before and after pictures and I think you'll be very impressed by the results. I certainly was. I was always somebody that's been very skeptical of eye creams. If you look at the ingredients, a lot of the ingredients are very similar of a lot of moisturizers, a lot of serums. So I'm like, couldn't I just use my serum, my moisturizer? Isn't it going to do the same thing? And I've always used an eye cream kind of on and off, probably since I turned 30. I'm 35 now. But like I said, I've started to notice some subtle changes. So I really wanted to narrow it down and figure out which ones are actually working. So you guys will see my results. We'll talk about the formulas, we'll talk about the ingredients, and I'll let you guys know which ones were my favorite. So we'll go ahead and we'll just get into it. So as we age, we unfortunately lose collagen and elastin in our skin. Collagen and elastin contribute to the bounciness, the suppleness in our skin, the elasticity. And we usually see that loss of firmness underneath our eyes first because your skin underneath your eyes is half as thick as the skin on the rest of your body. And actually they say it's only ½ millimeter thick. That's like a pinpoint. So you're really going to notice more fine lines and crepiness if we don't keep that under eye nice and hydrated. Now, some things are inevitable when it comes to aging. So we have fat pads in our face that start to descend. So as these fat pads, you know, droop a little bit, you're going to see that sallowness, that hollowness underneath your eyes. That's going to contribute to more of the darkness underneath your eyes as well, which is why in a lot of eye creams you'll see a lot of brighteners, a lot of things that contribute to helping that pigmentation. And now unfortunately that darkness is probably the hardest thing to treat underneath the eyes. A lot of it can be genetic, and then also because the under eye is a little thinner, it's really, your under eye is just darker because it could be just showing those vessels underneath your eyes, and other factors are contributing to that darkness more so than the aging factors. And now the single most important thing you can do to hopefully help deter some of these signs of aging underneath the eyes is to wear SPF. Protect your skin from the sun. And you can certainly wear SPF all the way up to underneath your eyes, right up to underneath your lash line. Also, you can wear sunglasses outside. That's going to protect your skin from these UVA rays. So just protection, that is key. And now once you feel like you're past the point of no return, say you've already started to develop some fine lines and wrinkles, you can start using an eye cream with good active ingredients. Don't waste your money on eye creams that are just a basic moisturizer, because we all know we can just pull our moisturizer up to underneath our eyes to essentially hydrate the under eye. Look for things like peptides, retinol, vitamin C, even caffeine is in a lot of eye creams to help to puff the eye area. Just some things that make the eye cream a little bit different. I'm not here for you guys to waste your money. I want you guys to spend money on things that actually work, which is why I wanted to do this video, because I was using a lot of these and I'm like, is this really doing anything? So that brings us into the products. Let's first talk about the Versed Emergency Eye Mask. This brand Versed is found at Target. It's more on the higher end of drugstore. Their prices are pretty good. They have some nice active ingredients, really nice like simplified ingredient lists. Most of the products are fragrance free. You guys know I've been raving about them forever. Their moisturizer is amazing. Oh, their retinol serum is so good. But okay, we're here to talk about their eye creams. They have this one and then also an eye brightener. That one I did try. I found that it was way too light for underneath my eyes. It was a true like gel consistency, just not occlusive enough for me. But this one I did like, but I wanted to really test it out to see if it was making a difference. This one is interesting because it is an eye mask. You're supposed to warm a pea-sized amount between fingertips, smooth on, and wait 10 minutes, and then you're supposed to tissue off the excess. Now, I never found that I had excess product where I had to take it off. My eyes always took this product right in. It absorbed actually pretty quickly. I always felt like I woke up with nice dewy under eyes. My under eyes always felt really moisturized, hydrated, and the texture was really nice. So it's more like a gel to cream consistency. It's thicker and a little bit more luxurious than a lot of your standard gel eye creams. It reminds me a lot of the Drunk Elephant Protini moisturizer, more of like a thicker cream. So I did appreciate the texture. It feels really cooling underneath the eyes. The ingredients are nice. nice. A lot of hydrators, so it's mainly composed of a glycerin. We also have panthenol in here. Panthenol is vitamin B5, which is a nice emollient, a really nice moisturizer. Cucumber juice can be soothing, extra hydrating. And then we have 2 peptides in here. Peptides are going to help hopefully get that plumping effect. There's also caffeine in here. You'll see caffeine pop up in a lot of under eye creams. And the idea with that, it causes vasoconstriction to help hopefully pull fluid away from the under eye to help decrease the puffiness. I was always a little skeptical on whether or not the caffeine is actually penetrating the skin to cause that vasoconstriction. We actually give caffeine in the hospital to little preemies, and sometimes even the tiniest dose that we're giving right into the veins doesn't do anything. You don't see any effect on their heart rate, and we end up having to increase the dose. So can it really get into the skin? I mean, the vessels it's targeting is these tiny little capillaries. They're smaller vessels, so maybe it can have an effect there. But I did look into this and I couldn't find one single study on caffeine penetration into the skin. I don't know, I'll look a little harder. If I find any, I'll link them down below. But if anything, caffeine also can act as an antioxidant. It can also have some soothing properties. So maybe that's why you see some positive effects with caffeine in eye creams, but I don't know. I'm just always a little skeptical of it. But it's interesting that it's in there and it does have some other positive effects. But yeah, so you have the caffeine, you have some nice soothing agents. Like I said, this is mainly a glycerin cream, which glycerin is a nice emollient. So you're gonna get some moisture from this, you're gonna get hydration. All right, now getting to my side-by-side pictures. I did test the eye cream on one of my eyes and the other eye I left untreated. So the one that was treated, you'll notice that my under eye looks a little bit more hydrated. You definitely see some dewiness in my inner corner there. And my fine lines, I feel like they're slightly less extended out. The main thing I noticed was hydration. My under eye just had that wet, dewy look. So if you're looking for that, if you want that nice hydration look, this definitely gives that to your under eye. You're not gonna have, there's no remarkable anti-agers in here, so it's not going to have big effects on your crow's feet and deeper fine lines, but it definitely gives some hydration. And now let's talk about this one by First Aid Beauty. So this is their brand new niacinamide brightening cream. This is a really nice, as soon as I opened it up, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like this one because it has a nice peachy luminosity to it. It's gonna have an instant correction factor. That peachiness is gonna help to correct those blue tones underneath the eyes, giving that immediate brightness. The ingredients are also really nice, so let's go through the ingredients. Second on the ingredient list, our first ingredient is water, which is common among all of these creams, but the second ingredient is dimethicone. Dimethicone is a silicone, and I noticed out of all 5 of these, this is the one that had the most silicone heavy ingredient list, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that it may be more occlusive, a little bit more instantly smoothing, and hopefully maybe even help to contain that transepidermal water loss. And then we have glycerin, and then we have a lot of nice brighteners in here. We have niacinamide. Niacinamide is one of the best skincare ingredients ever. It's just such a universal ingredient. It has so many good properties to it. It can smooth fine lines and wrinkles. It can also help with oil control. It can help with redness. It's anti-inflammatory. So many great things. So when you see it high up in an ingredient list like this cream, it's a really good sign. Hopefully you're going to get some line smoothing from this. And our vitamin C derivative is the sodium ascorbyl phosphate, a little bit more stable than our standard ascorbic acid. It might not be as potent, but it's still nice to see it in here. And then we have caffeine appears in this one as well, licorice root and green tea, 2 other brighteners. We also have sodium hyaluronate. We know sodium hyaluronate is our humectant to help pull in water. And then squalene. Squalene is a great skin identical ingredient to help plump out the skin. And then also linoleic acid. Linoleic acid is a nice fatty acid that's going to help to repair your skin's barrier, hope to hopefully smooth out the skin. So really, really nice ingredients in here. So many good things. So I was very surprised at the tightness that this gave my under eye. You'll notice my untreated eye is a little bit more maybe crepey. The skin is a little bit saggier. The fine lines and wrinkles are a little bit more apparent. So you can definitely see some more smoothness in my under eyes. So yeah, this really impressed me. Now as far as the brightness goes, the untreated eye versus the treated eye, I feel like looks exactly the same. I don't feel like my under eye looks any brighter whatsoever. Now, when I apply this in the daytime, I definitely notice some brightness, but that's gonna have to do with the radiance in this cream, those extra, it's not really shimmer particles, but it definitely has that sheen to it. and that peachy tone is going to contribute to that immediate correction factor. So during the day, it's great for that brightness, but I don't think it's going to brighten your under eye over time. I definitely didn't see that anyway, but I was definitely impressed with that firmness that it gave my under eye. Okay, now let's talk about this eye cream by Bliss. This is their Bright Idea Vitamin C and Pro Collagen Brightening and Firming Eye Cream. I was so excited about this when I first tried this. The texture of this is so just velvety and just smooth, like a soft cream. It just feels luxurious. Now let's talk about the ingredient list. Second on the ingredient list is glycerin. We also have aloe leaf juice, nice soother, propanediol, another nice emollient, and then we have a ton of different oils. We have avocado oil, metafoam oil, soybean oil, and jojoba oil. So a lot of different emollients in here, things that are going to help to smooth out the skin, help hydrate the skin. I love seeing extra oil in eye creams. I think it's so important for an eye cream to be extra occlusive, and anything that's going to help to seal in active ingredients, I'm all about. Help to seal in that moisture. And we have so many amazing brighteners in this ingredient list. We have niacinamide, we have a vitamin C derivative, we have a licorice root, green tea extract. Now there were some ingredients in here that may be sensitizing. This is a fragrance-free product, but there are some extracts in here. There's mango fruit extract and then also papaya fruit extract. Papaya actually has been found to be a sensitizing, potentially irritating ingredient, so just keep that in mind. Now let's look at my before and after pictures, because I was definitely impressed by the smoothness, the firmness. I felt like my fine lines and wrinkles were a little bit less apparent, but now looking closely, I feel like the brightness is definitely not improved. The untreated eye is definitely just as dark as the treated eye. So this is promoted as a Bright Idea eye cream, and yeah, I didn't get any brightening from this. After using this for a while, I started to get those little tiny milia bumps. I don't even know if they're definitely considered milia, because you couldn't really see that keratin buildup underneath the skin. It wasn't those white heads, but you could definitely see more textured area underneath my eyes. I didn't even notice this until I was analyzing this picture. So it was very subtle, but it definitely started to cause some pore clogging. So maybe that's because of the high component of all these oils in here, or it could have also been from the papaya extract. You know, it's hard to say what it's from, but usually that happens because of like strong occlusive agents. Just to put it out there that this did happen. So if you guys are prone to that, maybe avoid this. But I did like the luxurious texture. It was so creamy, and I did get some hydration from it, but I didn't get any long-term brightening. So this was just, I don't know, it was okay. I liked the feeling of it. I liked the formula. I liked the dewiness that this gave my eye, but I didn't get any brightness from this. And I will say this packaging is so bad. So see how wide it is? The actual jar is it's right in the center here. So this just takes up so much room in your cabinet. And maybe that's just me being picky, but even the jar packaging, I'm not really a big fan of when it comes to an eye cream. Well, first of all, I probably could have been casted as Man Hands on Seinfeld. If any of you guys are Seinfeld fans, I just have the stubbiest little fingers, so sticking my fingers in these creams and applying them all over my eye, I just feel like I don't have control. It's not the most hygienic thing either. I don't know, I just like having that tube form where you can just get precise applications. So yeah, the packaging I wasn't really fond of as well, and yeah, this cream was just, it was so-so for me. Now, let's get into the creams that really impressed me. Let's first talk about this one by Pixie. This is their new retinol eye cream. This is a smoothing eye cream. It's supposed to rejuvenate and tone, nourishing eye cream that helps skin to look smoother and brighter. I was excited about this one because it's the first eye cream that I've used that has retinol in it. The percentage of retinol is not listed, but it is pretty high up on the ingredient list. And the thing with retinol, I know a lot of people criticize, I probably actually have in the past too, when I didn't know too much about ingredients and INCI lists and all that, but even if it's in a low percentage, it still has great effects on the skin. Retinol is one of the most studied skincare ingredients, the one that's really going to make a difference in improving the collagen in your skin. It actually really does boost up collagen. So if you are somebody that struggles with the darkness underneath your eyes, maybe instead of looking for brighteners in your eye creams, try out a retinol eye cream, because hopefully it's going to help to improve the thickness of your under eye by helping to boost up that collagen. So it's worth a shot, and you guys, I was very impressed with this. Pixie has always been a skincare brand that has been so hit or miss for me. Their products are either like star, holy grail ingredients, I'll never look back, they'll always be a repurchase, but there's some that are just like, I'm like, why are they in this line? This is pointless. It's almost like they have too many SKUs in their line, too many products, but if they just narrowed it down to their good ones, I feel like their line could be great. But this one I was impressed with because it's fragrance free, which is very hard to find from Pixie, and it has so many great ingredients when it comes to an eye cream, things that you really want to see. So let's talk about that. So second on the ingredient list, we have avocado oil. Avocado is a nice soothing oil, really nice emollient oil. There's also shea butter, squalene, and then we have the retinol. Some nice brighteners, we have licorice root, and then adenosine. Adenosine is a nice soothing agent, a nice antioxidant. Also collagen. Collagen is going to hopefully help to plump out the skin, help moisturize the skin. The specific ingredient collagen is not going to get to your deeper layers of the skin and plump out the skin. It's going to be your retinol that does that, but if anything, it's good to see in a cream because you know you're going to get that plumpness from it. If anything, just that moisturization, but it's still nice to see. And then we have the caffeine as well. So just so many nice occlusive agents, nice moisturizers, nice actives, just some great things in here. Super impressed by this. So let's go to the picture. So the most noticeable change to me was that smoothness that I got underneath my eyes in that inner corner. You can see my untreated eye is a little bit more puffy. I have that little ridge at the bottom where that under eye bag is kind of sitting. So I definitely have some more smoothness with the treated eye. The Pixie side just looks overall more firm. So I was very impressed with this eye cream. And I also love this packaging. So it's in a tube, but the tip of it has this like ball tip to it. So it allows you can squeeze out the eye cream, and that little ball kind of helps you distribute the eye cream, and the consistency is just so nice and creamy. It's thick, almost balm-like, but not too thick. It's just a beautiful eye cream. I was very, very impressed with this. I will continue to use this one for sure. So very excited about this. I feel like my under eye looked so much more smooth and just tight. So yeah, this one really, really got me excited. Now, last but not least, I have to give a big spoiler here. This overall is my most favorite. Even after, this is probably the first eye cream that I really put to the test. Back in, I think, the fall when I did my first Korean skincare video, I just fell in love with this, and it's still to this day one of my favorites. Let's talk about why. So this is the Benton Fermentation eye cream. So this has such an amazing texture to it. It's just thick and almost like butter. Like, it's so just rich on the skin and occlusive enough, but not too occlusive where it's just feels like heavy on the skin. It feels so lightweight but so smoothing. You immediately on application get that like smoothing effect underneath your eyes. And let's talk about the ingredient list here, because out of all these creams, I think this is the one with the most impressive ingredients. You really get a good bang for your buck with the ingredient list here. And actually, I think this one is most affordable too. So yeah, this one is a huge winner in my eyes. But the first ingredient is galactomyces firmate filtrate. So this ingredient was made most popular, I would say in my opinion, by the SK2 brand. They have that essence that everybody raves about, and it's because of this ingredient. So galactomyces is a yeast-derived ingredient. It's supposed to be a skin-nourishing, anti-aging ingredient. It's rich in vitamins, amino acids, also minerals, organic acids. It has antioxidant effects, and it even is supposed to help hyaluronic acid production in our skin, meaning it's going to help to pull in water, help to plump out the skin. It also helps with skin hyperpigmentation and to contribute to a nice healthy skin barrier. So many great effects that this galactomyces ingredient can have. And not only do we just have the galactomyces, there's so many other star ingredients in here. Macadamia seed oil. Macadamia seed oil is really high in linoleic acid. Again, that's going to help to repair your skin's barrier. Sodium hyaluronate. We have beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is another yeast-derived ingredient in one of my favorite serums, great for anti-aging and smoothing out the skin. Also a ceramide, so another ingredient that's going to help to repair your skin's barrier. Arginine, adenosine, allantoin. These are found a lot in Korean skincare. The arginine is specifically a great one to see. It's actually an amino acid that's naturally found in our skin. It's a natural moisturizing factor to help bring in moisture to our skin. Just so many amazing things. Short ingredient list. And just, you get so much product in here. I love the balmy consistency. I really noticed smoothness in my eyes, but the proof is in the pudding here, guys. Let's check out these before and after pictures. So you'll notice my untreated eye has more fine lines on the outer edge, more on my orbital bone. You can see those tiny fine lines and wrinkles. My treated eye, it just looks a lot brighter, a lot more smooth. I feel like my inner corner looks a little brighter. The most impressive thing to me in this picture is those outer fine lines and wrinkles. I just could not get over how improved those were. The skin around my eyes just overall looks more nourished and silky and hydrated. They actually have a travel size version of this as well. So if you just want to try this out for, I think it's like $5, a travel size version. This stuff just works. I love the simple ingredient list and that thick, rich, balmy consistency. It's nice and occlusive, but I've never gotten milia underneath my eyes. It's just great. It's so hydrating, so smoothing underneath the eyes, works well under makeup. I just love it. And I should say, with that said, all of these I found to work well underneath makeup except the Verse moisturizer. And I don't know if it's because it's the one under eye cream that is more gel-like, so it has more of like a water-like component to it. So anytime you're gonna mix more of a watery consistency with an oil-like liquid, like a foundation, it's just not gonna mix. Oil and water does not mix well together. I found that the foundation or concealer starts to break up with this, so just keep that in mind, but every other one works really well with makeup. But that is the end of this eye cream video. I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know your favorite eye creams. Has there been one that has really worked for you? Has one really made a difference? I would love to know, because you could spend a fortune on trying so many eye creams, and some of them to me are just not worth it. But my biggest advice to you, look at the ingredient list. If it's very similar to your moisturizer, you could essentially just use your moisturizer underneath your eyes and it's going to do the same thing. Look for ones that have a lot of nice actives, nice moisturizers, nice soothing agents. Brighteners are always good to see. But again, you guys saw from my before and after pictures, the brightness really didn't make. I think the one that I noticed the most brightening from was probably the retinol eye cream, and I don't know if it's because I got that smoothness factor. It definitely plumped out that under eye bag, and it could have been because of the retinol. So if you're looking to improve the thickness underneath your eyes, look for a retinol containing eye cream. They really do make a difference. The Benton one I thought was great for smoothing out the under eye to really help to decrease that fine line and wrinkle appearance. The Verse is great if you like that extra moisturized dewy look underneath your eyes. You like that nice sheen, that almost wet look. This is really nice. It gives that moisturizing effect, but you're not going to see any dramatic fine line and wrinkle improvement with this one, at least what I didn't see it anyway. And then the Bliss one was nice. It has a nice texture. I just didn't notice any of the brightness that this touts. It's definitely not the bright idea eye cream that I would have had expected, but nice texture to it. I do feel like I did get some of those milia patches, so just keep that in mind if you're prone to those. But it was a nice eye cream, pretty affordable as well. And then the First Aid Beauty one is gorgeous. I love this one. This is the Niacinamide Brightening Cream, brand new to their line. Really nice. You get that brightening factor because of that peachy sheen. It's not going to cause long-term brightening. I didn't see that anyway, but you're going to get some nice smoothness from this. Yeah, it was a nice cream. But out of all of them, I definitely have to give it to the Benton and the Pixie eye cream. I noticed the most firmness and increase of elasticity with these two. I thought these were super, super nourishing. So these were my favorite. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, leave your favorites down below. Love to hear from you guys. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. See you guys.